Good evening, everyone. It's Good Friday, 2nd of April 2021. I'll start by wishing everyone a very happy Easter and welcome back to my weekly sports podcast. Um, First, plenty of things to get through this week. Thought it might be a little bit quieter, tonight with having had the international break, but we've still got plenty to talk about. So I think we'll start actually by talking about the international break and. England obviously have played the first three qualifiers for the World Cup in 2022 and they've had three victories. Some of it was exciting, well, not that much of it was exciting really. Some of it was quite dull, but we got results that were probably expected, especially with the Poland game having Poland having Lewandowski missing from their lineup. It certainly reduced their capacity to cause us any trouble. I think they have got some good players, but that was one of the three games. Oh, sorry, out of the three games, that was the one I expected to cause the most problems, but it was fairly comfortable, I suppose, to some degree, apart from the error by John Stones, which put us under pressure, but he sort of rectified that error by creating the goal for Harry Maguire to score the winner, so it wasn't all doom and gloom. And obviously England had a few of their own players missing. Rashford was missing, Grealish was missing, Jordan Henderson was missing. The latter is possibly quite worrying by the rumours coming out this week saying that he may actually miss Euro 2021 or 2020, sorry, his official name, obviously taking place this summer. That is a blow. He's been a really good player for England, for Liverpool over the last few years now. So hopefully he'll make it. But it would be a blow if he was missing. But so England have started well in their qualifiers. Wales have done okay. They got a draw. They won the second game after losing to Belgium in their opening match. They managed a victory the other night against the Czech Republic, a hard-fought victory. Good goal by Dan James. Silly sending off by for was it Connor Roberts? I think it was for Wales. But at that point, Czech were already down to 10 men for an incident at the start of the second half. So they didn't help themselves, didn't the Czechs? I was a little bit disappointed with the Czechs actually, having Souček and Soufal in the team. They've also got Schick, and he was the man who got sent off. So they were disappointed with the Czech Republic. But it's a good result for Wales. Scotland have started really well. John McGinn has started very well for his campaign. He got 2 goals out of the 4 when Scotland beat the Faroe Islands the other evening 4-0. And they've had 2 decent results. I think they drew with Israel 1-1 in every game. So they're doing really well at the moment. They've started really well. So good luck to them. The 2 Irish teams not so good. I think Northern Ireland managed to draw against Bulgaria after losing to Italy 2-0. And Republic of Ireland have had a disastrous start, losing 2 qualifiers and then playing a friendly against Qatar. And they could only manage to draw against them. The only highlight of that was the fact they actually scored a goal. They scored 2 against Serbia the previous week, and I thought they were on the way up again, but then they played really, really badly against Luxembourg. And the Qatar game wasn't really much better, apart from the fact they scored. So worrying times for the Republic of Ireland. And one thing that the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland have in common is they lack a goal scorer, and they have done for some time. I saw an interview on Sky Sports News yesterday with Keith Gillespie, saying you're going back to probably David Healy till they had the last consistent goal scorer, and Republic of Ireland, since they've not had Robbie Keane, they're in the same boat. So it's a problem for them because you can't just go and buy somebody in international football. It's just the way it goes, unfortunately, for them. So they need to work hard with what they've got, but it's going to be a long road ahead for both of them, and I think they're both going to struggle to qualify for the World Cup. As far as the other teams concerned, I think England are expected to qualify. Scotland look like they may have a chance of qualifying, and Wales have got an outside chance, but it's a tough group when you've got Belgium and Czech Republic in the same group as you, so we'll see how that goes, but good luck to them anyway. The international break's over now. There were a couple of surprise results. Germany being beaten at home by North Macedonia 2-1. I think it's the first time, it's said 20 years nearly since they lost at home last time in the qualifier, and that was when England smashed them 5-1 and Michael Owen scored that hat-trick. Brilliant. Michael Owen, MLS skin. I think Nick Barmby scored the other goal, but I'm not sure. Somebody might be able to put me right on that one, but I think that's who it was. So Germany's not good there. A couple of surprises. Nothing is on that scale. I mean, Holland losing to Turkey 4-2 was a bit of a shock. France having a draw with Ukraine as well, 1-1. Games they were probably expected to both win, but they didn't. So, but it's early stages yet. Some teams have played 2, some teams have played 3. So, the next round of games is in September, where they play 3 again. Some teams and some play 2. So, it's going to be concluded in October and November, when there's 2 game rounds in October, 2 game rounds in November, and the whole 10 qualifying rounds will be over by then, and we'll be looking towards the playoffs. People who get through to the playoffs from the Nations League qualifiers, and then next summer we'll have, sorry, not next summer, next winter. It's actually 18 months away because the Qatar World Cup's in November and December 2022. But it's not that far away, really, and we've got the Euros before that to look forward to. So plenty of football for us football fans, anyway. So that's good. So now on to this weekend, and the Premier League returns tomorrow. Got 4 games tomorrow, 4 games on Sunday, and 2 games on Monday. I think the highlights for this weekend are probably both the games on Saturday evening and Leicester play Manchester City and Arsenal play Liverpool. One's at 5:30, one's at 8. I think they're the 2 standout games from this weekend's round of games. Leeds fans, your game against Sheffield United is on Amazon Prime. That's at 3 p.m. So if you want to watch that, just to point that out, it's not on Sky or BT. Other games, Villa at home to Fulham, and that's the 4:30 Sunday game. Newcastle versus Tottenham's a 2 o'clock game, I believe. Then on Monday evening, the 2 games. The second one, I think Wolves against West Ham is probably the highlight of the remaining games. So there we go with the Premier League highlights for this weekend, and we'll be looking back on them next week in this sports podcast. With regards to the lower leagues, Halifax, really big news for Halifax Town fans this evening is that manager Pete Wild and his assistant Chris Millington have agreed a new contract, a 2-year extension to the current deal. So that's a good sign for the future of the club. Hopefully it'll bring some stability. We're sort of experiencing a bit of a purple patch, I guess, at the moment. The team's going really well, and they've got them on the right road. We've progressed nicely since Pete's been in charge, and Millie's obviously alongside him. And I think the players have confidence in them, and we seem to have a nice little sort of like setup going now. And hopefully it'll mean we can retain most of the players that we need to take into next season. Depending on how we do it in this season, we're in a good position. We're 8th at the moment, just outside the playoffs, so we need to move up to the top 7. Today's results weren't too bad for us, really. I think the fact that Notts County beat Wrexham 1-0 did us a favour, really. We're 3 points behind, but we've got a game in hand. We still got to play Wrexham at home as well. Looking through our fixtures, we've still got to play Chesterfield home and away. We're 6 at the moment. And I can't remember, Stockport we've got to play at home, but we've played the other teams in the top 7 already. So we've only got 3 or 4 tough games to come. Well, not tough, what you perceive as tough game, but being a Town fan for so long, you know that there'll be a banana skin and we'll lose to somebody ridiculous. I mean, we lost to Barnet away, and that was a pretty bad result. So let's hope we don't have any more slip-ups like that. But I'm fairly confident in the team that we've got at the moment. Jake Hyde's on his way back to fitness now, and it shouldn't be too long before Luke Summerfield's back. Hopefully Martin Woods won't be on the sideline for too long. He's had a few injury problems recently, and he had a COVID issue a few weeks back as well. So hopefully he's feeling more like himself, and he'll be able to be selected pretty soon. He may even be back for the next game for us, I don't know, but we'll see. But we're doing well. Our next game is at home to Weymouth on Monday. Also, for people that don't know, our home game on the 17th against Kings Lynn is live on BT Sport with a 12:30 kick-off. So mark that in your diaries if you've got BT. Unfortunately for people who are season ticket holders who get the streaming, it means they won't be able to stream the game because they aren't allowed to do that when it's on BT because they have the rights to show exclusive rights to show those games. So other leagues to talk about. Bradford City had a good result today. They beat Forest Green 4-1. That's a good result for them. Salford are on to the 53rd manager of the season. Oh, maybe, sorry, I'm slightly exaggerating. I think about the 3rd manager of the season. Gary Bowyer's taken over there. A bit like Lee Bowyer's taken over at Birmingham. They're probably both in a similar boat. If results don't improve straight away, they'll probably both straight out the door as well. So, I think that's mainly the main football news cover for now. The other story for the week, obviously, the fact that Sergio Aguero is going to be leaving Manchester City at the end of the season, so it'll be interesting to see where he goes. There's lots of rumours floating around at the moment, saying that he may go back to Spain, Atletico Madrid, where he came from in the first place, or maybe back to Argentina to Independiente, he mentioned. There's been talk of him being a swap with him going to Barcelona or Real Madrid, and maybe going to Barcelona to swap for Messi. There's obviously been links between Man City and Erling Haaland. But his representatives have been talking to both Real Madrid and Barcelona in Spain this week. So where he goes, who knows which teams want to pay for him, how much they want to pay for him, whether they want to take a chance on him. Will we ever see Messi play in England? I'm not so sure myself, to be honest with you. But keep your eyes peeled on what happens during the closing weeks and season and the summer and after the Euros. If your team's going to be impacted, like you support one of those teams, tell us who you'd like to see in the comments below. Sign for your team. So I think we'll move on from the football now, and we'll talk about cricket. And obviously, coming up to the IPL starts in a couple of weeks' time. Um, England unfortunately lost the 5 one-day international series in India against India 3-2, but it was some positive performances in there as well as had been in a T20. Bearing in mind we didn't have Jofra Archer, who's had an operation on his hand this week. He got some glass in his hand when he was doing some cleaning at home when he came home from the last tour, and he's had to have it taken out of his middle finger. Um, so he's hopefully going to be rehabbing for a couple of weeks. He may well miss the start of the IPL, but hopefully we're back in swing of it in time for the summer for England when the Test series starts against New Zealand in June. Um, so all the best to Jofra. Also all the best to Sachin Tendulkar, who's been hospitalised with COVID. He has put a tweet out from his official account this evening, though, to say that he's fine, and he's just his precaution from his medical team, really. It just shows what high esteem that Sachin's held in India. It's like his royalty. That's the kind of thing you'd expect to get from the Queen in this country. He's treated like a king in India, but having seen how good a cricketer he was, it's not really that surprising, is it? So all the best to Sachin. Talking about cricket, local cricket, one of the lads might be able to confirm this for me in the comments or let me know by PM. But the Halifax Cricket League, I believe, starts on the Saturday, the 17th of April. Maybe if you're watching this, Simon or Craig or Andy or Andrew or Risty, if any of you are watching, just let me know for definite that's the start date, because obviously I'm going to try and keep us up to date, and I've adopted Bradshaw as my team for this summer. So good luck to them, and I'm sure Simon's got any things he wants to tell me about Bradshaw, he'll let me know. So something to look forward to, and hopefully the weather will improve to go with the cricket season. So yep, that's good. On to Rugby League, and the Super League season started, but also the Championship season started, and a very good result tonight in the Championship for Halifax Panthers. They've defeated London Broncos by 47 points to 14. That's a very good result. I'm not sure what fans were expecting from this season. Having lost the first game in the Challenge Cup, it was very difficult to sort of like assess how good they were actually going to be, but this might restore the confidence of some of the fans who were having doubts already at that point. But it's difficult to say how much effort would go into the Challenge Cup. Realistically, they're not going to win it. We've had good runs in the Challenge Cup in the recent past. But the league's important. London are a good team, or you'd expect them to be a good team, but we seem to have a good record against London at home because they've beaten them 2 or 3 times, I think, now in the last few years. So maybe we're a bit of a bogey team for them, but it's a good result. As I mentioned, the Super League started, and we're on to round 2 this weekend. And last night saw good results for Wigan, well, comfortable wins for Wigan and St Helens. I think Wigan beat Wakefield, and St Helens beat Hull KR. I think it was something like 25-0. Wigan won something like 36 points to 6. But both comfortable victories. Castleford have defeated Leeds today by 18 points in their derby game. And the other result earlier saw Warrington beat Lee by, I think it was 44 points to 12. So a comfortable win there. Lee started very promisingly in the first game against Wigan, but they faded out badly. And the second game have taken a heavy defeat. So it's hard to see them doing too well. I'm not sure what the resources are like at Lee these days. It was obviously voted into the Super League. Whether that was justified, well, we'll soon find out for a few more games, won't we? So that's what's happening in the world of Super League and Championship rugby. And another thing to mention now, moving on, is darts. The darts Premier League starts on Monday, and I believe they're playing 5 nights in a row. The first 5 games are going to be from Monday through to Friday, so that's something to look forward to. See all the top players taking part. It's obviously still going to be behind closed doors. I'm not sure if it's at Milton Keynes or at Coventry. I'm pretty sure it's at one of those 2 venues, but the players have got used to being at those 2 places now. They've spent so much time playing there, it'll be like a second home to them. But hopefully we'll get to see some good matches and some 9 dart finishes and stuff like that. So that's something to keep your eyes out on Sky next week for, because you'll be able to watch all those games. Moving on from darts, we're getting closer to the start of the speedway season now. We're about 6 weeks away. Challenge matches are underway in Poland already, but again behind closed doors. The first Grand Prix of the season has actually been cancelled because of the COVID outbreak, and that's going to be moved. I don't know if it's going to be moved to later in the season, but the first Grand Prix is now in May. So I think the first one was initially going to be in Italy. But that's been cancelled, so whether it's rearranged for later in the season we'll have to see. I don't know if it has been or not. Again, if you already know, you can put that in the comments below and let me know for definite if it has or not. But we're looking at one of the issues that Speedway in this country may have is the capacities. Once the fans are allowed back in again on the 17th of May, some of the stadiums share with the Greyhounds, and a lot of the capacity normally is people watch inside, but there'll only be so many people allowed inside until the roadmap allows for more people into the stadiums, probably from the 21st of June. So the teams are going to have to work with the local authorities to see what the capacity is going to be allowed, and it could affect teams like Wolverhampton and Newcastle and possibly Sheffield with regards to how many people are going to be allowed in the stadium for the first 4 or 5 matches. So just keep your eye on that, because it could be a problem. And Wolverhampton have changed their fixture on their opening night to say open. It's supposed to be Peterborough, and Peterborough still have it down as being at Wolverhampton on that night. So just keep your eyes out on that one, see what whether it transpires, but there's going to be a change to the season there. Wolverhampton have any problems or not. So if you're a Wolves fan, watch out for that. Stock cars, as I think I've mentioned previously, the full stock car season fixture list is out. There's an announcement, I believe, tomorrow with regards to the World Final, so keep your eyes on the internet for that tomorrow. Star Trek's going to make an announcement also about tickets for or extra tickets for the first Formula 1 stock car meeting on the 31st of May. I think they're making some more tickets available on Monday the 5th, so if you want to try and get one, I want to try and get one of those. And so if you fancy trying to get a ticket, you need to be online on Monday. I'm sure Star Treks will let you know exactly when they're going to be on sale. I'm expecting that it'll get a really good crowd, whatever the capacity is going to be. It's a big event, is this? Looking forward to seeing the stock cars roaring around there again. The work that's been going on so far is fabulous, and it's the track looks to be in good condition. The fence looks really good. The white fence is brilliant. Looks fantastic. They're working, I believe, in the next couple of weeks on the terracing. There was a problem with the terracing at the Ruley Lane end at the stadium at Odsall, so they're going to be repairing that, I think, the week after Easter. It's all going to be back in ship shape in time for that first meeting. The actual first official meeting is the Stanwoods Banger Memorial meeting on the 22nd of May. So anybody interested in bangers, I think there might still be tickets available for that one, so you could try and get those if you're into the bangers. It's not my thing, but I'm more into the Formula 1s, Formula 2s, V8s and the mini stocks really. So they're having events for all those at Odsall this year, so that's really, really good news. Looking forward to going to some of those. I think that's about all I want to cover this week. I can't think of anything else that I want to mention at this moment. If I've missed anything, I apologise. But I'm sure if we have, you'll point it out to me. I hope you've enjoyed watching as always, and I'll be back next week with a liver update. So until then, thank you. Happy Easter again. Goodbye for now.